Young with Issues in Education, and I'm very fortunate to have with me Zach Messersmith, who's the Director of Government Relations for the Illinois Association of School Boards. Well, you know, Illinois has 1.9 million students, and one of the things that has been very difficult, I understand, in Illinois is teacher shortage. And what drives that? Is it people retiring, or is it just trying to attract with the salaries?
You know, we have seen so a lot of the studies show a decline in teacher education preparation, students entering teacher education, wanting to go into that field. So I think, obviously, that's a huge factor. We call those pipeline issues, that there's not enough teachers in the pipeline to replace the teachers that are retiring and those sorts of things. And then as well as we've seen a lot of negative attention paid to the teaching profession, and some things that get said negatively about that. I think one of those things that, especially our friends that are teachers and advocate for teaching groups in Springfield would tell you pensions is a huge issue. That's been something that the Illinois General Assembly has tried to address, and it addressed it in a way that was maybe an overcorrection of some things, and so
I understand it hasn't been funded, basically.
Well, pension funding is one thing. I think right now the headline that grabs people, instead of coming to be a teacher and under the Tier 1 TRS, Teachers Retirement System, having a retirement date that's much earlier. You would have to work under Tier 2, which anybody who was hired after, I believe it was January 1st, 2011, would have to retire at age 67 to get their full benefits.
I understand. Well, when it comes to teacher shortage, you know, certification is important for the different curriculum that you teach. Is there a certain area of the curriculum that is more difficult to find teachers for than others?
Yeah, a lot of times the math and science are more difficult to find, foreign languages, things like that. There tends to be more candidates for elementary jobs. I think one of the ways to really find a teacher shortage is if there is a way for that teacher to apply their degree in another area of the world. Well, you could maybe use your science degree doing something else. And elementary teachers are wonderful. There would be many things that they could apply to other professions. Sure. I'm not suggesting that, but you know, some of those things that you can think of, an instant real world application of, okay, I know Spanish, I could go I could go work in a multinational.
Sure, absolutely. So how do you think online, kind of the virtual world, will impact teacher shortage? Do you think that'll help it? What do you think?
That's a huge issue that we're wrestling with and are going to continue to wrestle with, making that transition into obviously we're already well into the 21st century.
Yeah, we're already there, aren't we? We're well into it.
We're there, and we've been there.
Yeah,
we've been there for a while. So it's not making that. It's making that transition into how we integrate that into our current practices and our current set of just standards and those sorts of things. One of the things that we're seeing now, one of the big things was there's some changes to the definition of a school day that the State Board of Education brought forward, and that received a lot of pushback from the idea that we need so many hours in a brick and mortar setting. And so I think that's going to be virtual learning is going to be something that we're seeing in all areas. We're seeing more people telecommuting to work. those sorts of things. And we're also seeing those opportunities for learning in those environments too. And the real challenge will be, how do we integrate that into our current public school system?
Well, one of the things, I don't know if you have an answer for this, but I've been asked the question many times. As I'm dealing with community colleges, you know, they're looking to be relevant with their programs. And they're looking to make sure that the students that are coming out of high school that don't go to college will be going to their community college, because their enrollments are dropping.
Yeah.
So one of the ideas that was shared with me is whether some of the high schools would want to have a partnership with some of the community colleges. In essence, if there's a teacher shortage, and
Sure.
if there's a issue of recruitment of students out of K through 12 into community college, is there any kind of partnership going on?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So all across the state, you've seen dual credit opportunities.
Yeah.
So students taking courses in their local community college, or sometimes at their local high school, and it's taught by somebody who is certified to teach a community college course. What I think we've seen also around teacher shortage are some specific programs. Some of the things that kind of pop to my mind are there's a Golden Apple Scholars and Grow Your Own Teacher program, sort of those sorts of things. This past year we had some legislation on specifically English language learners and trying to get them to engage in a teaching career. So there are definitely things being done. It's just the big issue is the rate of replacement and the rate that